12 Navy SEALs trapped in a kill zone whispered desperately, "Where's the shooter?" Enemy forces had every angle covered, every escape route blocked. Then the impossible happened. A female sniper emerged from the river itself, rising like a ghost with a rifle to save them all. Before you watch complete story, comment below from which country are you watching. Don't forget to subscribe. The pre-dawn darkness along the Euphrates River carried the weight of impending catastrophe as Navy SEAL Team 6 found themselves in the worst tactical position imaginable. What had begun as a precision strike against a high-value target compound had devolved into a desperate fight for survival against overwhelming enemy forces who seemed to anticipate every move the Americans would make. Lieutenant Commander Jake "Viper" Harrison pressed his back against the crumbling concrete wall, feeling the vibrations of incoming rounds chipping away at their meager cover while his team of 12 elite operators faced the grim mathematics of modern warfare. "Command, this is Viper 6, Harrison whispered into his throat mic, his voice barely audible above the constant crack of AK-47 fire and the deeper boom of heavy machine guns. "We are pinned down in grid 38 SMD 6789123456. Enemy has superior numbers and prepared positions. Request immediate sniper support for target elimination and extraction corridor development." The response crackled through his earpiece with the kind of static that meant communications were being degraded by enemy jamming equipment, but the message was clear enough to understand. No sniper support was available in their operational area, and conventional fire support was impossible due to the proximity of civilian structures and the team's precarious position between multiple enemy firing positions. Petty Officer First Class Maria Santos, the team's designated marksman, low-crawled to Harrison's position while bullets whined overhead like deadly insects. "Skipper, I count at least 40 hostiles in prepared defensive positions. They've got us in a classic kill box with interlocking fields of fire. Machine gun nest at 2 o'clock, sniper positions in the minaret at 10 o'clock, and what looks like an RPG team setting up at R6. Harrison studied the tactical situation through his night vision scope, cataloging the enemy positions that had turned their insertion point into a death trap. The compound they had assaulted was supposed to contain a terrorist cell planning coordinated attacks against American interests, but intelligence had severely underestimated the enemy's defensive preparations and reinforcement capabilities. Now his team faced the kind of tactical nightmare that had ended careers and cost lives throughout the history of special operations. "Where's the shooter?" whispered Chief Petty Officer Mike "Reaper" Thompson, the team's senior enlisted man, as he scanned the surrounding terrain for any sign of friendly sniper support. "We need precision fire to break up those machine gun positions before they bring in more reinforcements." The question hung in the air like a prayer, because every SEAL understood that their survival depended on finding a marksman capable of eliminating specific threats with surgical precision. The enemy had established overlapping defensive positions that made any attempt at movement a suicide mission, trapping the Americans in a steadily shrinking perimeter as hostile forces maneuvered to close off all escape routes. "Negative on visible sniper support," reported Petty Officer Second Class Danny "Ghost" Williams from his position behind a shot-up Toyota pickup. "I've got eyes on all the traditional Overwatch positions: rooftops, elevated positions, concealed ground hides. Either our shooter is invisible or we're on our own." Harrison felt the familiar weight of command decisions that would determine whether his men lived or died in the next few minutes. The enemy was clearly working to coordinate a final assault that would overwhelm the SEALs through sheer weight of numbers and firepower, and conventional tactical responses seemed inadequate against such a well-prepared defensive network. 300 meters away, hidden beneath the dark waters of the Euphrates River, Staff Sergeant Alexandra "Phantom" Rodriguez had been monitoring SEAL communications through her waterproof tactical radio while maintaining perfect concealment in an environment that no enemy force would ever consider a potential sniper position. Her specialized rebreather allowed silent underwater breathing while her custom waterproofed M24 sniper weapon system remained ready for immediate deployment despite being submerged for the past 4 hours. Rodriguez had been conducting a separate covert reconnaissance mission, using advanced underwater insertion techniques to infiltrate behind enemy lines through waterways that hostile forces never monitored for potential threats. Her mission parameters called for gathering intelligence on enemy movements and defensive positions, but the desperate SEAL radio traffic changed her priorities from passive observation to active engagement. Rising slowly from the river like some mythical warrior emerging from the depths, Rodriguez activated her throat mic while water streamed from her advanced tactical gear. "Viper 6, this is Phantom. I have eyes on your position and clear shots on multiple enemy targets. Beginning engagement sequence now." The voice that came through Harrison's earpiece belonged to someone who wasn't supposed to exist according to his mission briefing, but the lieutenant commander had learned to accept battlefield miracles when they presented themselves. Phantom, this is Viper 6. Confirm your position and capabilities. We need immediate precision fire on machine gun positions to create movement corridors. Viper 6, I'm positioned in the river at your 8 o'clock with clear lines of sight on enemy defensive positions. Recommend you prepare for coordinated movement when I begin target elimination sequence. First shot in 30 seconds. Rodriguez settled into a modified shooting position that utilized the river's edge as a stable platform while her specialized gear compensated for the unconventional environment. Her M24 scope had been modified with advanced optics that maintained zero even after underwater submersion, and her ammunition consisted of match-grade rounds designed for maximum precision under adverse conditions. The first shot came without warning to the enemy forces, a .300 Winchester Magnum round that crossed 300 meters of space to impact the machine gun operator at the 2 o'clock position with devastating effect. The distinctive crack of the sniper rifle echoed across the compound, but the muzzle flash came from a direction that enemy forces had never considered as a potential threat vector. Machine gun nest at 2 o'clock is neutralized, Rodriguez reported calmly while chambering her second round. Moving to secondary target at minaret position. Harrison watched in amazement as enemy positions that had seemed impregnable just moments before began falling to precision fire from a location that violated every tactical manual he had ever studied. The sniper was engaging targets from water-level positions that provided angles no enemy force would ever anticipate, turning their carefully prepared defensive positions into death traps. Ghost, Reaper, prepare to move on my signal, Harrison commanded while Rodriguez continued her methodical elimination of key enemy targets. Our shooter is creating opportunities and we need to exploit them before the enemy adapts to this new threat vector. The second shot eliminated the sniper in the minaret with a headshot that dropped the enemy marksman before he could identify the source of the incoming fire. Rodriguez's position in the river provided concealment that was nearly impossible to detect, especially for enemy forces who were focused on traditional land-based threat vectors. Minaret sniper is down, Rodriguez reported while tracking her next target through the scope. RPG team at your 6 is setting up for a shot. Engaging now. The third shot struck the RPG operator just as he was shouldering his weapon, causing the rocket-propelled grenade to detonate prematurely and eliminate the entire three-man team in a massive explosion that sent shockwaves through the enemy's defensive coordination. Harrison keyed his mic to coordinate movement with the rest of his team while Rodriguez provided overwatch from her unprecedented river position. All Viper elements move now. Phantom is providing precision fire support from an unconventional position. Stay low and move fast. The SEALs began their tactical withdrawal under the protective umbrella of Rodriguez's marksmanship. Each shot precisely calculated to eliminate threats and create movement corridors that allowed the trapped operators to extract from their impossible position. Enemy forces found themselves caught completely off guard by precision fire coming from a direction they had never considered defending against. Viper 6, this is Phantom, Rodriguez transmitted while tracking multiple targets through her scope. Enemy is attempting to flank your position from the east. 2 combatants moving through the alley at your 3 o'clock. Engaging. The fourth and fifth shots came in rapid succession, eliminating the flanking threat before enemy forces could establish new firing positions that would trap the SEALs in another kill zone. Rodriguez's ammunition was finite, but each round was making maximum impact by removing specific threats that posed the greatest danger to the extracting SEAL team. Chief Thompson paused during the movement to key his radio with genuine admiration in his voice. Phantom, this is Reaper. Outstanding shooting from an impossible position. How did you establish a stable shooting platform in moving water? Rodriguez responded while maintaining her overwatch responsibilities and scanning for additional threats. Reaper, specialized training in environmental adaptation and unconventional shooting positions. The river provides concealment and angles that enemy forces never prepared for. Sometimes innovation beats conventional tactics. The tactical situation continued to develop as enemy forces struggled to adapt to precision fire coming from a completely unexpected direction. Rodriguez had fundamentally altered the battlefield geometry by introducing a threat vector that hostile forces had never considered, turning their prepared defensive positions into vulnerabilities rather than strengths. Movement corridor is clear to the southeast, Rodriguez reported while tracking potential targets through her scope. Enemy is regrouping but hasn't identified my position yet. You have approximately 3 minutes before they establish new firing positions. Harrison coordinated his team's extraction while marveling at the tactical innovation that had saved their lives through pure creative thinking and exceptional marksmanship skills. All Viper elements, bound to extraction point Alpha. Phantom, can you maintain overwatch during our movement to the river? Affirmative. Viper 6. I have clear fields of fire on potential ambush positions along your route. Moving to support your extraction now. Rodriguez began her own tactical movement, using the river as both concealment and transportation while maintaining the ability to provide precision fire support if enemy forces attempted to intercept the extracting SEALs. Her specialized gear allowed continued operation in the aquatic environment while preserving her marksmanship capabilities. The extraction proceeded under Rodriguez's protective overwatch as she systematically eliminated threats that could have turned the SEAL team's withdrawal into another catastrophic engagement. Her precision fire from unconventional positions continued to confuse and disrupt enemy forces who couldn't adapt quickly enough to counter such innovative tactical approaches. Phantom, this is Viper 6, Harrison transmitted as his team reached the river extraction point. Outstanding fire support from an impossible position. Your tactical innovation saved 12 American lives tonight. Rodriguez emerged fully from the river as the SEAL team prepared for helicopter extraction, her advanced gear dripping water while her rifle remained ready for immediate engagement. The sight of a fully equipped sniper rising from the Euphrates River like some ancient warrior goddess would become legendary within the special operations community. Viper 6, sometimes the impossible position becomes the perfect position when conventional tactics fail, Rodriguez replied while scanning the perimeter for potential threats. Environmental adaptation and creative thinking can overcome superior numbers and prepared positions. The helicopter extraction proceeded without incident as Rodriguez provided final overwatch from her river position, ensuring that enemy forces couldn't mount a last-minute assault against the departing Americans. Her mission had evolved from passive reconnaissance to active combat support, demonstrating the adaptability that defined elite special operations personnel. Later, during the post-mission briefing at the forward operating base, Harrison would struggle to explain how a single sniper had fundamentally altered an impossible tactical situation through innovative positioning and exceptional marksmanship. The official report would describe Rodriguez's actions as unprecedented tactical innovation resulting in successful extraction of endangered friendly forces. The enemy had us completely pinned down with overlapping fields of fire and superior numbers, Harrison explained to his commanding officer. Conventional sniper positions were either compromised or unavailable, and we were facing imminent defeat when Phantom emerged from the river itself to provide precision fire support. The tactical lessons learned from Rodriguez's aquatic sniper deployment would revolutionize special operations training programs and expand doctrinal understanding of environmental adaptation in combat situations. Her demonstration that elite marksmen could adapt their skills to any environment when lives depended on creative solutions became a cornerstone of advanced sniper training. Rodriguez herself remained characteristically modest about her role in the successful extraction, focusing instead on the tactical innovations that could be applied to future operations. The mission succeeded because we refused to accept that conventional approaches were our only options, she explained to intelligence debriefers. Water provides concealment, mobility, and unexpected angles of engagement that enemy forces rarely prepare for. The psychological impact of Rodriguez's emergence from the river extended beyond the immediate tactical success to demonstrate the kind of innovative thinking that separated elite special operations personnel from conventional military forces. Her willingness to utilize unconventional positions and environmental advantages had turned a certain defeat into a successful extraction. When the SEALs whispered, "Where's the shooter?" they were looking for salvation in traditional places, noted the Special Operations Commander during his evaluation of the mission. Staff Sergeant Rodriguez proved that salvation sometimes comes from directions we never considered, requiring us to expand our understanding of what's possible in combat. The story of the sniper who rose from the river to save trapped Navy SEALs would become part of special operations folklore, inspiring future generations of elite warriors to think beyond conventional tactical limitations. Rodriguez's actions demonstrated that expertise combined with creative thinking could overcome seemingly impossible situations when American lives hung in the balance. The tactical innovations she pioneered during that desperate night would influence special operations training for decades to come, proving that environmental adaptation and unconventional thinking could multiply the effectiveness of precision marksmanship in ways that no traditional training manual had ever considered. Her emergence from the Euphrates River represented more than just successful sniper support, It represented the evolution of special operations capabilities through individual innovation and tactical creativity. In the end, 12 Navy SEALs returned safely to their families because one sniper refused to accept that conventional positions were her only options for providing life-saving precision fire support. Rodriguez's demonstration that expert marksmen could adapt their skills to any environment when lives depended on creative solutions became legendary within the special operations community, inspiring countless future missions that would push the boundaries of what elite warriors could accomplish when conventional approaches proved inadequate. The question, "Where's the shooter?" had been answered in the most unexpected way possible, rising from the depths of an ancient river like a guardian spirit emerging to protect those who protect others, proving that heroism and innovation often emerge from the most unlikely places when desperate situations demand extraordinary solutions.